Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about how I went about getting my work permit to come here to Canada, so work permit / visa. I happened to have a Canadian flag and I was like, I have to use it in this video, so there we go. But on a serious note though, so I started the process to come to Canada August 2021. Yes, it was a while ago. So my application for this work permit, I did it because August 2021 I started, because I'm a registered nurse, I started the nursing process August 2021. The nursing part took a while, but once I got that started, I then went to the immigration part and getting my visa and stuff for Canada. And I actually applied for I started the process of applying for my work permit in January, I think, 2022. But obviously I only came to Canada February 2023, but I'll go into why and all that further down in the video. But so I had to do a lot of research, guys, because I didn't know anyone else who had done something like this. I didn't know which pathway to take, what visa I needed, is it work permit or what I needed. So I remember in London I would do hours and hours of research. I would literally take my notebook, go to the coffee shop, sit down, go through everything, you know, find websites, watch YouTube videos as well. It was a lot of hours, but by God's grace I found my way around. So the pathway I came through is the IEC Visa, which is the International Experience Canada Visa. So this is basically, so I think when I was doing it, guys, don't quote me because I did this a while ago, so I'm trying to remember the stuff from nearly 2 years ago. I had stuff written down when I was planning, but obviously I threw all that away when I came here to Canada. So I've quickly just gone through my emails and my letters now so that I can give you a bit of information, but it's not going to be a thorough detailed video, but I'm going to give like the main points, and then I'll also link some sites that's useful for you guys, that way you can find more information. So the International Experience Canada Visa, so the IEC Visa, under here there was a couple options you had, but I went with the working holiday one, which is where you get your work permit. And working holiday, it's for people who are under 30 and it's valid for up to 2 years. And a couple countries do this, because I know Australia does this, even England does it as well if you're going to come from another country, because I'm from England, right? So yes, for under 30-year-olds, you can go to another country for up to 2 years, work and travel, whatever, and then come back. So that's what this visa is. So it's a working holiday, basically. So in order to get this, you have to make an account with the IRCC. I'm looking down because I've made some notes to help me remember, so I'll just say that to you guys. So the IRCC is the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada. So you have to go onto their website, make an account. Actually, before you do that, you have to complete the Canadian questionnaire and get your personal reference number. So there's this questionnaire. If I can find the link to that questionnaire, I'll put it in. So it's a questionnaire that you take, and based upon that questionnaire, it will direct you as to what visa or what pathway you should apply with to come here. So once you've done that, it will give you a reference number, and then after that you make your IRCC account, you put your reference number in, and then it will already have the details in. Once you've made this account, then you can go ahead and apply to be in the pool for the IEC visa. But I suggest, even before you make an application to be in the pool, you kind of read through. I'm going to go through all the documents anyways, but all the documents that they require, you already kind of have it, because the process was pretty quick. Canada came back to me so quickly. But once they've accepted you and they've invited you to apply, they give you a certain amount of time to get all the documents by. So I'd suggest you kind of get your documents ready and then start the application process. I mean, should be able to do the application in the time anyways, but 30 days, I think they said, but I'll come on to that. So firstly, you have to apply, and then they'll see if they will choose you to be in the pool. So now, how do I say it? So just applying to be like, oh, I want to come do this IEC, and then they will have a look, and then they will be like, okay, we invite you to apply. Yeah, so in January, I applied, and then they got back to me in February, and they were like, okay, you're invited to apply. So they picked me from the pool, and they said, okay, you can start your application. So now, guys, when you start so this is your application for the actual work permit. So before you're applying for the pool, like, I want to apply for the IEC visa, and then now this application, after they've accepted you into the pool, now you will apply for your work permit. But this is why I said it's important to have all your documentations, because in that letter, I'm trying to find the letter for you guys. Yeah, invitation to apply. So they said that your invitation to start your application is valid until 3rd of March 2022. So that's not a long time, because they invited me on the 21st of February, but I had to start the application 3rd of March. So you can start the application, and then I think they will give you a time frame to submit all your documents, because I remember, I think so, yeah, I started the application and there was a list of all the documents you needed to upload, because I didn't have all my documents immediately, so it took a while for some to come through. So I did start applying, but I can't give you an exact time frame of the deadline they gave me. So these are the documents you need for your application. You need to upload your passport, a digital photo. I had to go take one, because this has to be like a passport style photo, but it has to be done in the Canadian way. So you can't, like, you know, sometimes when you take pictures for your passport, like your British passport, you can't use the same pictures if you have spare. You have to go take the specific Canadian size ones. And also you need to do a police certificate. So this is not the DBS, this is more advanced than that. They should have more information on their site, but it's with the ACRO, and this cost me about, I think it was £55. Yeah, it was £55. And I remember reading you have to do one, like if you've lived in a country for more than 6 months, you'd have to do one in each of those countries. So I only did it for England, but so say now if I was to apply for an IEC visa somewhere else, I now have to do a police certificate for Canada and England, because now I've been in Canada for over 6 months now. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so you need to upload your police certificate, and I can't remember how long that took, but it took a couple days or a week or two. I can't, don't quote me guys, this was back in 2022, so I don't remember. And then also you need to fill out a family information form. So this will be on the IRCC website, and then you have to print that out and fill that out. And also you have to do a medical exam, an immigration medical exam. However, I think this is dependent on what you're going to do out here in Canada, because it depends kind of on your occupation. Because I'm a nurse, to work in healthcare, I needed to do the medical exam. If I don't, I can't work as a nurse here. I think also, like, yeah, a couple of other professions, you can check it on their site again. It'll kind of tell you who would need to do the medical examination. Yeah, because doing this medical examination would give you an open work permit basically. So guys, this immigration medical exam cost me £340. Yes, it was a lot of money. This whole process was expensive, guys. It was a lot. I mean, I was working 40 to 50 hours a week, yeah, trying to fund all this, but it was worth it. You have to work hard, and this medical exam has to be done with one of Canada's immigration centers. Like, no, not immigration center, it's like, how do I say it? It's a specific place. You can't just go to your GP, because this exam consisted of me getting blood work done and chest x-ray, my height and my weight. Yeah, you can't just go to your GP or your doctors and get them to do it. This has to be like on the IRCC website. It shows you where like you can go get it done, and yeah, you have to go get it done with them because it's immigration related, right? So I remember I did mine in London. I remember going near Bond Street somewhere, but you have to book an appointment and go get it done. Yeah, so these are all the documents that you need. So I'll just quickly run through it again. Police certificate, your CV/resume, passport, digital photo, family information form, and medical exam. So after this, they sent me a letter to go get my biometrics done. So before this, so you know all the documents that I was talking about before, when I did that application, at the end I had to pay a fee. I can't entirely remember how much, but it was the work permit fee, and I also paid the fee for the biometrics then already when I submitted the application. So it was after that they sent me this letter. So to go get your biometrics done, you have to book an appointment with the Visa Application Center. So guys, now I've done my biometrics, and then after this, I think I did my biometrics around March time, and then end of April, they sent me a letter and they had accepted my application. And let me get that letter up. What did it say? So they sent me a letter. So it's called the letter of introduction. And this letter is important because this is where they've said your application to work in Canada has been initially approved by immigration. So now this is your letter. So now when I come to Canada, I have to bring this letter and show it to the immigration officers. But you just have to remember that just because you have this letter, it's not like your final. Like, yes, you've been accepted, but now you have to be accepted by the immigration officers at the borders when you arrive. So now I'm going to go through some other documents that you will need. Just to give you guys more context, I'll read a bit more of this letter. The final decision to issue you a work permit and allow you to enter Canada is made after an examination by an officer in Canada. At that time, an officer will assess if you still meet the requirements of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Yeah, so just to give you guys more context, this letter is valid. So I got this letter April 28th, 2022. And then this letter was valid for 1 year, so till April 28th, 2023. So this meant that I had from April 2022 to April 2023 to get into Canada. If I missed that, then that's it. This application is gone. So I could have gone, May 2022? But the thing is, I waited because I was trying to get my nursing stuff sorted out. That's a whole different thing. I might make a video on that later on, but yeah, my nursing stuff kind of did take a while. So I was like, until I know that's kind of sorted, I don't want to go to Canada, because what am I going to do for a job? So I knew that I had till end of April 2023 to go anyways. And also you have to make sure that your medical examination is also valid when you arrive in Canada. So I arrived in Canada, although I had till April 2023, I arrived in February 2023 because my medical examination, that's also valid for a year. So I had taken mine in March 2022. So mine was valid till 15th of March 2023. So that's why I came in February. I gave a couple weeks just in case, because guys, I was so worried, oh my days, what if I forget one document and they deport me or something? Yeah, because everything sounds so strict, you know, like, because you still had to take documents when you arrived, but I'm going to go into that after. So now I've got this letter, and then, so there's still a couple more stuff. So this is called the letter of introduction, and then also you need an ETA. So ETA is electronic travel authorization. So you know, like even if you want to visit Canada from England, you still need to get an ETA to come here. On my letter, they have actually given me one. I cannot remember if I paid for one or not, but I can see on my letter they have given me one. So I think when I applied, they automatically gave me one, or maybe it was part of the fee when I paid for the application. But this one was linked to my passport. So here's another thing. So my passport, when I applied, that passport expires December 2024. So for me, I decided to renew my passport even after making all this application, because I got accepted 2022, right? In April, but I knew I wasn't gonna go for a good couple months after that at least. So I was like, this visa is going to be valid for 2 years from when I step into Canada. But because my passport will expire December 2024, I knew that's not for 2 years. Obviously my plan was, you know, go to Canada for 2 years and then go back to England. That is the original plan. But in my mind I was like, what if I go there and I like it and I decide to stay there permanently? Or if I wanted to stay there a bit longer than 2 years, my passport's going to expire, and then it's going to be a hassle for me if I did want to stay a bit longer to then, you know, sort my British passport and everything out. So I decided to just renew my passport there. So because I had now renewed it, guys, that meant because for the application I used my old passport, so I had to, because on here it says if you do get a new passport, then I need to apply for a new ETA. So I did that. I don't think that cost a lot. I think it was about $7 Canadian or something like that. So you can do that online. It's pretty quick and easy. So I did that. But then of course now it meant that, okay, so how do I explain this? Wait. Okay, because I still have to bring documents over to Canada when I come. So this meant, because I read that it's okay for me to get a new passport, although I applied with my old one, but Canada required me to bring photocopy of my old passport. So I can bring my new passport and this ETA, but I still had to bring my old photocopy of my old passport that I had applied with. Also, some other documents that you need to have, or some other things that you need to sort out before you come, is proof of financial fund. When you enter Canada, you have to have at least $2,500 in your name to show that, you know, I've come but I have enough to buy a ticket back and go back. Yeah, so I printed out my bank statement. I think you had to print it out like a week before you leave, like the week before you enter Canada, you had to print out your bank statement so that would be your proof. And also you need to get health insurance for the full 2 years. One thing I should have mentioned is another website that will help you guys so much is called movingtocanada.com. This website would kind of list what kind of stuff you need to do. It will explain stuff, even like with the whole insurance thing, you can go on there and check. I did get my insurance for 2 years. Let me quickly check for you guys. Yeah, so my insurance, I got it with IEC Visitors. So there's a lot of plans, like if you go to Moving to Canada website, it will kind of direct you. I got it for the full 2 years, because when you come to the immigration in Canada, if you got it for less, they will only give you your work permit for the time that you've got your insurance till. So, you know, I can stay in Canada up to 2 years, but if I wanted to, I could leave earlier as well. But if you only got your insurance for 1 year, they will only give you your work permit for 1 year. So I'd say get it for the full 2 years. I think, I can't remember how much I paid, but on top of my head, I can't really find the receipt for it as well. I'm trying to scroll through and see if I can. But I think it was roughly around £700 or so. Yeah, it was around that. Don't quote me, guys. And I think it depends on each person as well and your medical history. So if you have like, because I remember when I was looking through it, if you had like long-term standing conditions or anything, it is going to be a bit more pricier, something like that. Yeah, so I'm just giving you the price ranges just so you'd have an idea of how much, you know, you'll need to have and stuff. So as far as I can remember, this is kind of like the process. I know it wasn't very detailed, but it's what I can remember, and some things I just quickly went back through my emails and stuff to remember. But when you come to Canada, like the day that you arrive, I suggest you bring all your documents that you sent them, because you're supposed to bring them. So like, what did I mention? So bring your police certificate, your CV, your resume, your passport. I even bought the family information letter, my medical exam, my biometrics letter, your port of entry letter. That is very important. So that was the letter that I was telling you guys about when they said, oh, you've been accepted. So the letter of introduction, yeah, you can call it the port of entry or the letter of introduction. That's very important. Your proof of financial support, so at least 2,500 Canadian dollars. Your health insurance. So guys, when I got to Canada, when I was at the immigration, I'd say double check your work permit, because there's something called an open work permit, and as a healthcare worker, that's what I need, because open work permit basically kind of means, I think, well, this is one of the reasons, I don't know if it means anything else as well, but if you have your medical examination done, it means you have an open work permit, which means you can kind of work anywhere. And in order to work as a healthcare professional, you need to do your medical examination, and I paid for that and I did that. So when I was at the borders, he's given me my work permit, but I made sure to check. When I sat down and checked, it didn't say open work permit, so make sure it says open work permit. So I went back to him and I said, why is this not open? Because I've done my medical examination. He checked and he was like, yeah, you're right. And then there and then they changed it and they gave it to me. Like, that's very important, because imagine I had left, how am I going to, because this was all done at the airport. It would have been a struggle, so make sure you double check. Yeah guys, I just checked, and you do need copies of all the documents you provided when you did your work permit application. And yeah, just double check everything, like check that your name is spelled correctly, because it even says it on the Canadian website. Check that the expiry date is shown under the valid until box. So for me, I could stay up till 2 years. Make sure they've put the right date. Yeah, and just to clarify, you make sure that your passport is in date, and your health insurance, like I mentioned before. And yeah, because if these, so like say I came for 2 years, so if you have done the medical examination, your work permit should show open employer and open location. So that wasn't there on mine, so that's why I had to go back and get them to do it. Yeah, just double check everything. And yeah, actually one more thing worth mentioning, because I was thinking about this when I was applying. I was thinking, once I've got my work permit, because I'm going to be here for 2 years, my thing was I wanted to come travel as well, you know, work but travel as well, mostly travel. I was thinking, with my work permit, am I able to go outside of the country? Because I know there's a lot of beautiful countries around Canada. I wanted to visit the States and that as well. So I was thinking, am I able to? Back then I was doing the research and stuff, it seemed like I could, but I will tell you guys, you are able to, because once I got here, I actually went to Dominican Republic like 2-3 months ago. So with my work permit and my British passport, I was still able to go, and then they let me back in. Just make sure you take your passport and your work permit with you. Yeah, just take them both with you, and there wasn't really any issue. Yeah, there wasn't any issues. So yeah, you'd be able to go to other countries and come back. I hope this has helped if you're looking to do this as well. Sorry I couldn't be as specific and detailed, but just do double check. You go through and read it as well, just in case they've changed anything or if I've mixed anything up, because I did this a while ago, guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. If I can, I'll try and answer it, but I'll also put some links up for you guys. If you want to hear more about my journey in Canada, like I'm going to also be making things about nursing, how I got my nursing license here, what you need to do. I'm planning on doing that. Again, I have to go back and check stuff because my nursing applications I started in August 2021. Yeah, and stay tuned, guys. Subscribe, like and share for more videos like this, or vlogs of course, and more traveling. That's what I'm trying to do. More next year, because I think this year I was more trying to get settled, you know,